And so as I continue reflecting on some of my earliest material, I look a little deeper into my first night flight, going from Dallas-Fort Worth International back to Jack Brooks Regional Airport in Port Arthur.
Watch the head, watch the head. It's a little tiny here.
Welcome.
Good day, ma'am. Woo, watch that head.
Welcome.
Props to that flight attendant for being so chipper this late at night.
Uh-oh.
I'm really not sure what happened there.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Switch or something, I don't know.
We're ready for the blackout whenever we actually, get in the air.
Sorry about that.
A few lessons right off the cuff is that best save the commentary for when you are recording for YouTube, not when you're recording live.
Very nice view of the wing.
For me, I just find it better to gather my thoughts when I'm recording this for YouTube, not when I'm recording this live at the moment. I just have a better articulation of my thoughts like that. That was the lesson learned there. And obviously, as you see, someone wanted to switch seats with me again, so I was able to get on the right side of the wing.
Your seat cushion can be used as a flotation device. If needed, remove the cushion, pull it close to your chest, and insert your arms through the straps. If you are traveling with an infant, infant life vests are located in a galley compartment. Use of the seat cushion and infant life vest is illustrated on the safety information card. Due to industry regulations, this is a non-smoking flight. Federal law prohibits smoking in the cabin and lavatory. The lavatory is equipped with a smoke detection system, and federal law prohibits tampering with, disabling, or destroying this system. Customers are required to observe all posted and lighted information signs and adhere to crew member instructions. In preparation for takeoff, please be sure all personal items are stowed and portable electronic devices are placed in airplane mode or turned off. Small portable electronic devices not in use should be held in hand or secured on your person.
For the record, I know that this was an Embraer ERJ 145 jet that was going to take us back home. But one thing I may not totally understand, since I'm not in the aviation business at all, I kind of wish I was, but I'm not, is that this is going to be a particularly long taxi from Terminal B over to the runways way on the other side of the airport. As I understand it, Dallas-Fort Worth International has 4 major runways that are active at all times. 2 on the west side, 2 on the east side. There's probably a few more, but those are the major ones for major takeoffs and landings for the majority of their flights. I guess my question is, why did we not taxi to the closer runways on this side of the airport as opposed to the ones way on the other side? That's something that I guess I just don't understand. If someone knows better than me, I would love to hear your answers. But even though it's made for a very long taxi, I think I was still able to get some good taxi footage, which on a night flight like this actually served more to the benefit of the production of this video. I know I'm going from one thought to another, but if someone knows why we were not able to take off on the closer runways as opposed to the further runways, let me know. Or if it's confidential information, don't worry about it. I'm just strictly curious. It's still amazing to me that these taxiways go right over the major highways that go right through the middle of the whole complex, and they can hold all of the weight of a single aircraft, including the big ones, the 747s, the major Airbuses, I mean everything. The structural engineering of these taxiways never ceases to amaze me. I'm not an engineer either, it's just amazing how far engineering has come over the last 150, 200 years. I really could not tell from here if that was a Boeing 777 or if that was an Airbus 340. Maybe one of you know better than me. Let me know in the commentary. Was also on this evening flight that you must not look directly into the landing or taxi lights of any aircraft because it can be blinding. Case in point right here. Do not look directly into these taxiway lights because it could very well damage your eyes. The candlelight power of those lights are truly amazing. Even though at this point I've already flown into Dallas the day before, I knew how these Embraer jets were going to operate, but taking off into the night was an experience I have not witnessed in over 20 or 30 years at this point. I also wish I brought my camera angle a little bit higher so we could focus more on the lights and less on the interior boundary right there at the bottom. My apologies for that. I was a rookie and I'm still a novice, so I was learning right off the cuff. As you could hope for. I was saying that is about as smooth of a takeoff as you could ever hope for, and yes, the lights came through beautifully through this camera, and I can see them even better through this processing tool that I have right now. At the time of filming this, I really could not tell if the lights were going to come out as well as they did. The display screen I had on my camera wasn't really bright, and I really could not tell just how much of the lights I was getting. But thank God it came through like sparkling stars on the ground. also do a better job of making sure that I keep my camera angle still no matter how long I may have this beautiful image. Sorry about the interruption there. At the time of this flight, there were no free apps or any displays on the back of the seat rests for me to see exactly where we were in flight. But I can tell you this is going through the eastern piney woods of Texas. I'm not sure if this was Longview, Tyler, or even down in Nacogdoches. I really could not tell you. It's been way too long ago for me to know, and I really had no real bearings or landmarks for me to fully determine where we were. I was also amazed at how well the lights came through in this very big close-up zoom of down below. I'm really surprised the footage came out as well as it did. That we were on descent and heading towards final, so I was guessing if this was the Intercoastal Canal or the Neches River. I initially thought the Intercoastal Canal, but I later determined that this was looking up the Neches River, not far away from the Rainbow and Memorial Bridges. As we get further into descent, all the bright orange lights you see on the coast, those are refineries. All up and down the Neches River is a lot of refineries and a lot of petrochemical projects. You'll see them here in just a moment. Donovan, that's Pleasure Island right there. And the Intercoastal Canal. I was mistaken. This is not Pleasure Island, and this is not the Intercoastal Canal. This was Bridge City going over Port Neches.
Could be, but that's the best guess right there.
And this is why I will always save my commentary for when I get home, not during the flight. A hard lesson learned throughout this entire flight. wait. That was the Nature's River we just crossed. I recognize the refinery right there. Yeah, I recognize Total right there as the landing gear came down. Landing gear down. Sorry it took me that while. And that is why I refrained from commenting on my videos for so long, because I didn't want to sound like an idiot whenever I was doing this live. But I was right. Those orange lights are refineries. I was trying to get situated for the whole landing process. That's why I was shaking around there. Sorry about that. I see the airport. Yeah, that flashing light right there. That's where we're going. Yeah, I got that right. That flashing light indicated the first part of the runway that we're about to go to Jack Brooks. So at least I got that right. Now let's look at this. This is downtown Port Arthur. That is downtown Port Arthur. I was correct. So it was the Intercoastal Canal there. The canal was well behind me, about 10 miles away. Sorry I'm correcting myself like this. Man, I learned so many lessons from this. I recognize that interchange. Yes, the Highway 69 and 73 interchange is just off screen, up north. Fortunately, I knew my way around and I recognized the roads and the shops going all the way into the airport, so at least this part I got right. Oh yeah, that's roads right there. Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson Boulevard. There's the Saltgrass. Alan Samuels. Car dealership. Lowe's, Academy. Walmart. The Port Arthur Shopping District. Oh yeah, we're home, baby. Alright, here we go. About to touch. This was a harder landing than when we landed over in Dallas. A landing is a landing. Might be hard, might be soft, but either way, you touch down safely, you're good. It was a bit rough. Reversers. Yeah. Short runway. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But nevertheless, that's it. That's Jack Brooks right over there. We're home. So yes, a lot of lessons learned on this flight. And as you see, Sabine Pass at sunset, let me thank you again for reflecting on this first night flight with me. This is SFAPowerhouse signing off. Thank you so much for joining me. Y'all take care, God bless, and safe travels to all.